Hey you Goonies, welcome to the Xbox One Pubg 1.0 frame rate test. Pubg just came out with 1.0 for the Xbox One, and in all intents and purposes, it is an actually good game. It runs at 30 frames, which isn't optimal, but it holds it pretty well now. Rendering still has a little bit to be done. As you can see, I'm dropping into school, and it's still rendering in. By the time I land, it still has maybe 10 or 15 seconds before everything loads in. And rendering is another thing that really hits the frames hard. So optimally, you would render the buildings before anybody hits the ground. Not only is finding loot hard to do, but if you actually have to fight someone when you land in a building that's still rendering, you're going to have some issues there. The other thing that really drags the frames is the menu and the inventory system. The map, all that stuff really takes a hit on the frames. In a previous frame rate test, we saw a lot of improvements even just a couple months ago. So there hasn't been too much extra that they've added in with 1.0. But later on, when we take a look at Sandhook in this video, you'll see that actually renders in pretty quickly. Like I said though, it's still probably about 10 seconds off the mark of where it should be. Overall though, if you can deal with 30 frames, which most console players should be used to, then this is going to be a fine experience now. Don't get me wrong, there's still some bugs and some things that they'll need to fix, but even on the computer, there's a lot of that going on, and I'd almost say this is better on the bug side, or maybe even just better on the server side. I've had a lot of rubber banding issues on the PC as far as turning a corner and all the hits register late. And I'm not saying this is something that doesn't happen on the Xbox, and maybe better isn't the word I should be using for server performance, but it just runs smooth, really. I mean, you don't notice too much bullshit that happens. I mean, you definitely do sometimes, but I tend to have a pretty alright experience with it, and I usually get, 6, 7, 8 kills. So as you can see, even smoke doesn't really have too bad of an effect on the frames, if any. Maybe if I was a little closer to the smoke, it would have had a bigger dip. Inside buildings is still one of the worst spots to be for frame rate. I think it has something to do with all the extra textures and everything, all the objects that load in there, especially if they don't load in right away, like if you pull up in a vehicle. The new update also added changed up the sound effects, let's say that, because there are a lot of the same old sound effects for people being above you and everything, but there's definitely some new sound effects to get used to. I especially noticed that sometimes when I'm stepping around, I hear some kind of phantom steps. They're my own steps, but it sounds like feet behind me. I don't know if that's part of the new 3-dimensional sound system that they added. It's supposed to add more dynamic range, or whatever you want to say, so that you can tell better directionally where people are coming from. But now I hear my own footsteps behind me, so it kind of freaks me out. When I first started playing, I was definitely checking my back way too much. Unfortunately, the program doesn't output with sound, and when it actually outputs the video, there's a little off sync from the original sound file with the original video, so I couldn't add the sound back in this time. I'll try and fix that up for the next couple times. I hope you enjoy the music. This frame rate test is probably about 99% accurate. The last one I did, I said it was probably about 90 to 95%, I think. But I tinkered with the program a lot. If you guys are into doing this yourself, I could definitely run a video for how to install Teardrop and how to get it set up for whatever game you're testing. Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button. I'll do more frame rate tests. I think the next one I'm gonna do is DayZ for the Xbox. Just keep watching and let me know what you think about the video. If you think this is wrong, if maybe you feel like you get worse frames. I do have the capture, no screen, I can't screenshot or record for the Xbox. I have that turned off. I've heard that it helps with frame rate, which is why I have mine off. So if you're getting worse frames, try turning that off and let me know if that helps. That's really all I have to say, but you can keep watching the video if you want. Like I said, Sandhook is up. And no chicken dinners that I was recording on my stream though. I played one duo match before I was done for the night, and me and my buddy got a chicken dinner on that. So the game's totally playable for me. If you're having any issues, especially with maybe controller settings, let me know in the comment with that too. I'll make a video for that if you guys request it. Thanks for checking out the video and listening to me ramble on for a little bit. I'll leave you with the rest of the video to watch. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys later.
gli occhi vieni da Maria a questo notte di ficciolo di salavincolo, mamma.